Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Rowpaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Joining BJ Rains today is KTVB Sports Director Jay Tust. Check him out on Twitter at KTVB Sports Guy and make sure to check out KTVB.com. Now, here's Jay Tust and BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Might be nice if I add Jay Tust to the show. There we go. I saw you sitting there for 2 minutes and forgot to add you in. I don't know what I was doing there, but it's Tuesday.
That way.
I don't know about that. No, it's Tuesday. I got a flight to Vegas in a couple hours, so I got a ton of errands to run and just kind of spaced and saw Jay there and left him out. But it is Tuesdays here at Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. We're presented by rowpaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Check them out. Book that concrete coating today at rowpaint.com. Jay is finishing up, squeezing in a small little trip with his family. I'll be seeing you in Las Vegas tomorrow, Jay. Yeah. A lot going on. The women, unfortunately, fall last night. I do have a clip from Gordy Presnell that we can play here in a few minutes. But the women hang tough, but they fall to Colorado State. And now the attention turns to the men's tournament. 3 games on tap tomorrow. 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, I believe, will be the 7-10 game. UNLV and Air Force. Boise State players, coaches will be in attendance to watch that game, to see who they're going to play. And then we'll get ready for 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Pacific time in the quarterfinals on Thursday night.
Man, yeah, that's kind of crazy. We'll all be there for that game, I guess, right?
Which game?
The Wednesday game.
Yeah. We'll probably go to part of that, or at least maybe second half, maybe, or probably go and then be there for.
I don't know if you need to be there for the whole thing, but
talk to the usually, I'll at least go second half, maybe the whole game. We'll see if there's any other intriguing things to do in Vegas on a Wednesday morning. But usually, we'll go to that game. We'll probably get whatever UNLV or Air Force coach that wins talking about playing Boise State the next day, and then I believe Leon Rice will be available a short time after that. Maybe back at the hotel or something to talk about the matchup with whoever they are playing on Thursday. But, tomorrow afternoon we'll finally find out Boise State's opponent, and we're, about 56 hours or whatever it is away from Boise State finally getting underway.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I love the Mountain West Tournament. If you've never been, I know we've said this multiple times on the show before, but if you've never been, you should go. Obviously you would go to cheer on Boise State if you're watching the show. I get that. But I mean, it is from sun up to sundown basketball. It's awesome. And heck, I wish that I could just go as like a spectator one year, right? Like there's so many times where we're back in the press room slamming away at something and you hear this, the crowd erupt out in the arena, and then you look over to TV and you're like, what's happening? Luckily there's usually like a 5-second delay or so you can actually catch over, look over quickly and catch what is happening on the TV. But it's awesome, and I would suggest and highly recommend anybody go. Plus, it's Vegas. I mean, you get distracted, you get to watch basketball.
Well, Jordan says he's heard ticket sales are up from last year. I was talking to we were talking to Max Rice and Leon Rice yesterday, doing some interviews before the tournament. And I would think if you were a Boise State fan and you went last year, you would certainly want to go back with how they played. And if you didn't go, and you're a pretty big Boise State fan, and maybe you've never gone to Vegas, you had to have seen what had happened and maybe gotten excited to want to go. So maybe they're going to have some first-year folks go as well. I would think it's going to be a pretty pretty big crowd, and we're continuing on the spot on live social media to put Jay Tust on the spot here. We're trying to get him to come tomorrow night to Circa. We hope all you will join us. Jay's done a couple of live shots at things I've done. I think we're 2 for 2 in it being worth it for him. So we're going to, I think based on the crowd, this might be the best one, and the location in the middle of the largest sports book in the world at a casino, Circa Resort and Casino tomorrow night. If you are going to Vegas, or if you're already in Vegas, come join us tomorrow, 7 to 9. I've already got about 40 Bronco Nation News t-shirts packed up. I've got some ICCU sunglasses, some koozies. We got all kinds of great stuff, some rally towels. We got a lot of stuff we're giving away. I know the Circa is going to give us some shirts and hats to raffle off as well. So come meet myself and Colin, and Abe Jackson's going to be there as well. So come hang out and just have some drinks and get ready for the tournament. We would love to have you on tomorrow night. It's hard to believe it's already tomorrow night. We'll be live at Circa Resort and Casino. And that'll be tomorrow night at 7 to 9 p.m. So hopefully folks will join us. And, Jay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the chances we can get you out there for a live shot, man?
That's 8 to 10 p.m. Mountain Time.
We'll stay. Yes, but it will go later if people are there, and we can make them stay around for a sports hit at 10:20.
So we might need to make people hang out.
If you can tell us you'll be there, I can make sure people stay. I think being in the background. And we did purchase a couple new flags here. I don't know if we'll need it that night, but we got a.
Okay.
So I almost had Karen wave this during the free throws. She was sitting behind the basket at the San Diego State game. I almost had her bring it, but I didn't know what the rules were, and I didn't want to have anybody from Boise State on my rear about advertising inside the stadium. So I decided against it. But if anybody wants to wave this at the Western or something, maybe we can happen. But I've heard from. We got 8 or 9 groups of people that are staying at either Circa or the D that are already going to be in town. I've heard from a lot of other people that want to come too. So I would suspect it's going to be a pretty well-attended event. It overlooks a sports bar. So it's going to be fun tomorrow night. Hopefully folks will come hang out, and maybe we can get folks to stick around. Last year, Jeremiah Dickey, Cody Gogler, the whole senior administration team showed up. Probably about the time you're going to be on the air, because they had an event earlier in the evening. So I think they're in communication, I guess, about having them come back again. But should be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Hope to see a lot of you guys there. Jordan says he pulled an all-nighter for College Game Day on the Blue. He would do the same for you, Jay. So you'll at least have Jordan, who would stick around for the hit there.
I know we can always count on Jordan. Jordan's pushing for the. I don't know if there's a better fan out there right now. I don't know. That guy is intense. He's supportive. He's awesome. Him and Joel with the Blue Collar Club. Those guys are doing some cool work, I would say, as fans, and hopefully their personalities are infectious for the rest of Bronco Nation, because, as we have also said in the past, New Mexico will travel well. I'm going to guess Wyoming's not going to travel well this year, but they typically travel well. San Diego State's going to bring a bunch of people, especially for the title game, over from San Diego, which is only a 4-hour drive. It'll be awesome. I'm interested to see if fans from Logan will end up making the trip down to Las Vegas, as they've gotten kind of hot at the right time of the season. So
yeah,
it makes a difference. It makes an impact, and I think that I like Boise State's draw in the Mountain West tournament too. I'm sure you talked about this yesterday, BJ, but I feel like I like their draw. Nevada's got a good squad. They just haven't been playing that well as of late. So I guess you pick your poison with them or Utah State. Utah State, on the other hand, is playing some pretty good basketball right now. So you could potentially get them in the semifinals on Friday. But at least avoiding New Mexico in the quarterfinals, I think that's a win. And Boise State has proven that they can beat both UNLV and Air Force, despite the fact, 2 of those 3 games against those schools were a little close this year, particularly UNLV at Extra Mile Arena, and Air Force, in Colorado Springs was an interesting game with all the with all the injuries that Boise State was they were battling at this time. But I think I like the draw just because San Jose State, I just feel like they might be a team of destiny, man, in terms of maybe getting one win down there over Nevada, and avoiding New Mexico. As long as I don't have to play Jalen House and Jamal Mashburn Jr. in the semifinal or in the quarterfinals, I think that's already a win. I know everybody's going to be like, you got to play UNLV on their home floor, but Boise State hammered UNLV on their home floor already once this year.
By the way, it's Keaton says me and the guys will be there as well. I know the BSU Pimp's going to be there. I've heard from some other folks as well. And so, again, join us tomorrow night. And by that point, Jay, we'll know the matchups. Those first-round games will be over. We just had the bracket on the screen. I'll throw it back up here again. Colorado State, Fresno State, the first game. That is, I believe, at noon or 11:30, I believe, Pacific time. I think 1:30 is the second game. So I want to say it's maybe noon or 1 o'clock, and then you've got the second game, and then the final game I think is 5 o'clock, New Mexico and Wyoming, which I think is actually going to be a fascinating game. I think I wouldn't take Wyoming out of this. I saved the Leon Rice clips. We're going to play them tomorrow on the show, Jay, but he talked yesterday just about, you can say every year, oh, anybody could win the tournament this year. But it really does seem like, would it really surprise you if Colorado State got hot from the outside and beat San Diego State, or would it really surprise you if New Mexico, the 6th seed, makes it to the finals, or UNLV just beat Nevada in Reno, and if they go on a run and get to the semifinals, there's a lot of teams here where playing on the first day that I think could make a run here.
I completely agree with you, and that's Colorado State could lose on Wednesday. They could also make a run, as you suggested. I watched that New Mexico game with them the other day, and they basically couldn't miss. And Isaiah Stevens, again, is a really good basketball player that now, by the way, any failures or disappointment up to this point in the season, that's all out the window, right, BJ? That's gone. So now Isaiah Stevens has a chance to redeem his essentially his final season with Colorado State, and he can do that over a 3-4 day run here in Las Vegas. And so he's going to be on a mission. People are going to be highly, highly motivated, and I can't wait to see what the three guys on your screen are going to have in store for Boise State.
Yeah, and Boise State obviously won the Mountain West tournament last year. We've talked plenty about that. Everybody knows that, and they're going to try to do it again. And there was a lot of talk yesterday, Jay, what did you learn last year that, you can take into this year on how to win a tournament and how to do this? And it's funny because it's so true, and at least they were honest about it. Leon Rice was basically like, well, hope that the guy misses the shot at the buzzer in the quarterfinal game, because if that shot goes in from Keenan Blackshear, it's another upset quarterfinal loss. And, the number one seed, Boise State, again, can't win in March. And it's just crazy that one shot misses, and then Boise State goes on to win the rest of the tournament and obviously played very well in the next two games. But sometimes that first game can be the toughest. UNLV potentially could be on their home floor playing with some good mojo after winning, a couple of games in a row. Air Force is always a tough team to prepare for. But you do have a lot of guys, Jay, that were all part of this team last year. And I know, obviously, a couple of freshmen. You've obviously got transfers, but, the core guys here, whether it be Tyson or Max Rice or Marcus Shaver Jr. and Ajay Smith, a lot of these guys have been to the Mountain West tournament several times, not just one, and know what it takes. And that experience hopefully will pay off a little bit for the Broncos.
That is the case because, with Boise State, man, I think that they really exercised some demons last year because they kind of kicked that story to the curb that they haven't had a lot of success down in Las Vegas. And last year they run the table, they win the Mountain West championship. And so far, BJ, that hasn't been a storyline we've really discussed at all, right? I think so. They've removed that monkey off their back, it feels like, and now they can go down there and play a little more freely, knowing that they are the defending champs, and they don't have to worry about disappointment. They don't have to worry about some weird game with Nevada keeping it close and Desmond Cambridge launching up a potential game-winning three at the buzzer and it just finally missing. They're really. When you get down to Las Vegas, that is the margin of victory right there. You do need a little bit of luck. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, the vast majority of it is talent, but you need a little bit of luck along the way. And they got that once last year, and it turned into a Mountain West Conference Tournament championship and an automatic bid to the NCAA Tournament. I also think, BJ, there is something to those teams, and that's why this year you already kind of mentioned it, but I would be cautious of the quarterfinals and the teams that have received a bye this year, just because I think there is something to getting down there and playing a game and feeling a little comfortable and finding your rhythm. And then you're through a whole game, and now you meet a team that, might be, I don't want to say nervous, but just like they feel the energy of the postseason for the first 5 minutes. And maybe that's enough to throw them off their game where the underdog can make it a really competitive game, right? And with how good some of these lower seeds are this year, it feels like maybe there could be a chance for a potential upset. And that's why, like, if you talk about the 5-4 game, that's the only game where you don't really have to deal with that, right? So we'll see how it goes. I still like Boise State's draw and where they're at right now. And like I said, I'm excited to get down there and cover this thing. I feel like it's going to be UNLV though, right?
You would have to think so. I mean, those two teams did just play a couple. They were like a week ago, and it came down to the wire, and UNLV hit a buzzer beater, and it was in that same arena. Air Force almost got them, and so who knows? Maybe it's just a bad matchup for them. But you certainly do think that that's probably a better draw for Boise State. Air Force would be, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll be UNLV. Hey, if you're looking for some new Boise State gear for the tournament, check out the Blue and Orange store. Free shipping, any order over $40. That's right, free shipping, any order over $40. You can go to the Blue and Orange store in person at the Boise Town Square Mall as well and pick up all your gear. Check them out, the Blue and Orange store.com. Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. More than 13 locations in the state of Idaho. Find one near you at shopridleys.com and go download that Ridley's app. They got some exclusive savings. You can download the app, take it into the store, and get up to 40% off. And you can get more information, find that location near you at shopridleys.com. You looking for a new job? How about Transportation Compliance Service? They can help you out every step of the way, get into the trucking industry. Transcomservice.com. Whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, anything in between, they'll get you the permits, the licenses, whatever you need to get you out there on the road in no time. Again, get more information. Sign up today, transcomservice.com. You looking for a dentist? How about Boise Dentistry Co.? Love Dr. Miner and his staff. Full family dentistry. They do a great job. And again, if you want to talk sports in the chair and have a good time going to the dentist, your kids, your wife, your grandparents, whoever, everybody will enjoy the experience at BoiseDentistryCo.com. The newest technology and equipment, and they just do a tremendous job. 5 locations across the Treasure Valley. You can find one near you at BoiseDentistryCo.com. I want to get back to Boise State in the NCAA tournament picture, Jay, but I do want to switch for just a minute and talk about the Boise State women's basketball team. We got Colin Mitchell down there for BNN the last 2 nights, and tough one for Boise State last night. I mean, they had lost the 2 combined games against Colorado State by 35 points, and they kind of did what we were just talking about, Jay. They play the first day, get a win against the 11 seed, and Boise State comes in with nothing to lose. The freshmen get their feet wet, and they come out, and it was a much different game than it was the last 2 times that these teams had played. Boise State had lost by 21 and by 15 to Colorado State. They lose by 7, but they were tied at the half. They had a 1-point lead going to the fourth quarter. Just kind of ran out of gas, and it was really the problem they've had all year, turnovers. 18 turnovers. They had 6 in the fourth quarter, which really caused some problems, just kind of inopportune turnovers that led to some buckets the other way as well. But 17-16, they were 8-21 last year, so they improve the win total by 9. They get a winning season, and they've got literally the entire team, everyone that played this season, available to come back next season. So maybe it wasn't the finish that Gordy Presnell, I mean, obviously they wanted to win the tournament, get back to the big dance, but all things considered, you win a game in the tournament, conference tournament, you improve your win total, you have a winning season, and you have your whole team coming back. I thought it was a positive steps for Gordy Presnell and company.
Yeah, I think you're right, BJ, and it was so close. I've been to a number of these games this year, and I will say this, that they have had some trouble in the fourth quarter at times closing out these games. And I would say especially against kind of the upper echelon talent or caliber teams in the Mountain West Conference. I felt like it was the last time they played Colorado State in Boise. They were right in it with the Rams, and then the Rams kind of were able to run away with it in the fourth quarter. And so it's not like I'm anticipating that was going to happen again last night, because this team has been playing so well lately, but it has been an area where you just know they're going to grow next year. It felt like, they're up 1 going into the fourth. They go on that little run there at the end of the third quarter to take that lead. And you're like, man, is Gordy working his magic again? Is he going to do it again? And unfortunately, his team just kind of ran out of gas, if you will, in the fourth quarter, and Colorado State was able to get that victory. But Abby Muse, another double-double. She goes for 13 points, 11 rebounds. Natalie Pasco, the freshman, is a team leading scorer yesterday with 15 points. She plays almost 38 minutes, barely even sat for the Boise State women's basketball team yesterday. Mary Kay Narrow's back. It's going to be a fun team to cover and watch next year, BJ, just because, as you said, there's like no introduction to this team we need next year. Like there's a chance everybody comes back. And I know that Boise State was there's something to this, BJ. I feel like they were the only program in the country that didn't lose a transfer last year or something like that.
Yeah, portal. Yeah, they didn't add a transfer. Yeah, they didn't lose a player and didn't add a player from the portal.
I mean, that's extremely unique. And so I don't know if they add anybody out of the transfer portal this year because, quite frankly, I don't know if they need anybody out of the transfer portal. But if they can keep this team intact, you figure that they're going to be really special next year with all these underclassmen. I mean, that's like – I mean, I know like Abby Muse is going to be a senior next year, but you look at a lot of these other players, Tatum Thompson, Natalie Pasco, they're all only freshmen this year. So Danny Bays, they're going to be really good next year and probably for the years to come, you feel like.
I got about a 2-minute clip here. Here's Gordy Presnell after the loss last night.
That was a good game. We played hard. They played hard. We had a tough quarter, a bad time to have a tough quarter in the fourth quarter. Really struggled scoring the ball, but I was really proud of our players' efforts. And, I thought it was a great game. They're a good team. I thought we were really committed defensively to trying to corral their guards. Their 3 guards are terrific. They're all 3 transfers that they've got off the portal, and they've done a nice job with them. And then I thought we rebounded the ball. We only let them have 1 shot. So those have been 2 things we've kind of hung our hats on all year. And so that's probably why we were in the game. I thought going into the fourth quarter, I thought we were going to really have a good quarter, and we just really struggled scoring the ball.
And the turnover margin was pretty, big between the 2 teams. Was there something that they were doing on the defensive side of the ball that flustered you guys?
No, we I said yesterday, we throw it to the other team as well as anyone, and we're going to make a lot of mistakes. We're really young, and then in regard to them, I mean, they have one of the best ball handlers in the whole country, and she's a phenomenal player, most valuable player in our league, and so, but we have got to correct that. If we can score the ball a little bit more and turn the ball over a little bit less, we're really crushing it on the boards, and I think we've improved defensively a lot. But we have to do those other 2 things: take care of the ball and shoot the ball when we need to be really a good team, and I think we have that chance.
And you guys obviously progressed so much throughout the season. What are your thoughts on how the team did progress and moving forward in the next season, how good you guys can really be?
That's a great question, actually. I have a lot of optimism about the future of our program. Once again, this is a group of kids that is number 7 in the country in GPA at 3.71, and they've just won, 8 out of their last 11, something like that, and they're all back if they want to be all back, for 2 more years, and so we have a chance to really do some things. Now we got to go to work. We'll give them a couple weeks off, and then we really have to get after it and get better. But I really care about them. I love them, and I'm going to miss them. Seeing them every day. But I think our future is really bright, and I'm really proud of them.
I think with everybody they got coming back, Jay, I mean, they could be, and I don't know all the other rosters in the Mountain West for the women's side, but I would think they'd be picked in the upper half next season. I keep muting you. Let me do it. There you go.
I would agree with you. And you just look at where they already excel, BJ, and where they might be able to get a little bit better. And as Gordy said right there, and by the way, man, I love Gordy's transparency at times. When he says we're as good as anybody in the country at throwing the ball to the other team. I know that stings a little bit, but there's some truth to it. And I appreciate the candor a little bit with how he delivers that. And it amplifies like where they can really grow and how they should grow with a little bit of maturity over the offseason. I mean, BJ, you look at like kind of areas in these close games, and it's like it's not points on the scoreboard, it's not assists, it's not like mainstream stats that you look at when you try to evaluate some of these close games in March, right? You look at like which teams are killing it on the glass, which teams are getting offensive rebounds. Like, if you are a good defensive rebounding team, you're taking away potential second chance points for the opposing team. And if you're a good offensive rebounding team, you can make up for misses by generating another opportunity on offense, right? And when you look at how Boise State did in that department this year, they were outstanding. Last night, they were outstanding. They were plus 19 on the glass last night against Colorado State. They had 15 offensive rebounds compared to just 5 for Colorado State. The one glaring concern, though, is what Colin brought up, and that was their ability to take care of the basketball. They had 18 turnovers. Colorado State had 5. That was the difference in the game. And if Boise State gets a little older and a little more mature and they figure out that, they're going to be really, really tough to beat next year.
I totally agree. And again, you gotta hang on to all the players and see what they can continue to do in the off season. But if they can hang on to this team, keep them together, I think they have a really good chance. We got about 5 minutes left. I do want to thank Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out, lithiafordboise.com. They will buy your used vehicle. You can head on in, Lithia Ford Boise showroom there, Fairview Avenue, their lot, and they will make you a cash offer on the spot. You can also do what the Raines family did, purchase a vehicle from them, lithiafordboise.com, to view their full inventory of vehicles. Rowpaint.com, our title sponsor, they're offering 15% off using that promo code BNN15. That's right, BNN15 gets you the promo code, and then you can get 15% off the interior painting of your home. They're also scheduling for those concrete coatings. Make sure you check them out. Transformational for your back patio, your garage, basement, wherever you have a concrete slab. United Commercial Insurance, the business insurance, they make it easy. 229-8222. Check them out, unitedcommercialinsurance.com. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country, so they can help you pretty much anywhere. Check them out, 229-8222. And our friend Matt Bauscher at Bauscher Real Estate, he'll be joining me tomorrow. I'm going to be live from Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. We got Rob Doster from the Field of 68 coming on to preview the Mountain West Tournament. We got Matt Bauscher coming on as well, so it's going to be a fun show tomorrow. But remember, no home is too big or too small for Matt Bauscher and his team at Bauscher Real Estate. Give him a call, 243-8222. Check him out, BauscherRealEstate.com, and let his team there take care of all your real estate needs. June 2nd, registration is open. Timberstone Golf Course, the BNN Golf Tournament Year 2. We're excited. We're already over halfway sold out. If you're in the, if you're interested in coming, we'd love to have you, but don't wait to book a foursome. June 2nd, Timberstone Golf Course. You get breakfast, you get lunch, you get. We're going to announce a cool breakfast deal also, by the way, in the near future here. We're kind of waiting for basketball season to get over, and then we'll have some cool announcements on players, coaches, participants in the tournament, some cool things we got going on. We got a lot of cool announcements that we're going to make. You're not going to want to miss this tournament. Get more information, BroncoNationNews.com, and click on the golf tab at the top of the screen to get more information. Jay, I used to keep a track, and I have it somewhere, and I was trying to search Twitter during the Gordy Presnell interview to find it, and I can't find it, but I've been keeping tabs of how many trips I've made to Vegas for work and for fun, and it's well over 30 at this point. Yeah. And I know the Vegas Bowl in 2019 might have been the last time I actually had a documented tweet about where I was at, but I can't seem to find it right now on Twitter. But with the Mountain West Tournament there, with Media Days there, with UNLV there, with the Vegas Bowl there for so many years. Been to Vegas once or twice in our time covering the Broncos, haven't we?
Yeah, I think I stopped counting around 2025, and that was a few years ago. I did. It was, it was fun then, and then it just got. I don't even know if it's worth keeping track. I mean, do I keep track of how many times I've traveled to Boise? Like, it might not actually be that far behind how many times I've traveled to Vegas. It's probably the city I have visited the most outside of the Northwest. Outside of my home state of Washington and now my new home state of Boise, of Idaho, excuse me, geez. But it's I can't think of anywhere else I've probably visited more than Las Vegas outside of, any of the cities or in those two states up north.
Yeah, a lot of history with Boise State and the city of Las Vegas, and the Vegas Bowl is no longer an option, but still have the Mountain West Tournament, still have Media Days, and we'll see if Boise State can write some more history this weekend. We won't talk to you, Jay, before the tournament, so I guess big picture as we wrap this up. What's your thoughts on Boise State going into Thursday, and do you think they've already done enough? I mean, are they a lock for the NCAA tournament at this point? Is there anything else they need to do? Do they have to win that game? Or, I mean, if they were to play Air Force and lose to them, would they be out? Or are they going down there just trying to improve their seeding? Big picture, I guess. Your thoughts on Boise State with the big dance, but also with this tournament this week?
That is my one concern, I guess. Like if Air Force somehow gets through past UNLV and then they beat Boise State, it would give somebody in the committee potentially a reason to say, don't allow these guys in the tournament. I still think that at this point in time, they have done enough work. If they aren't in, I just can't see them dropping more than 6 spots in the net rankings in any way, shape, or form in Las Vegas. And the reason why I say that is, as I've mentioned before, the highest ranked team in the net that hasn't been allowed in the tournament was number 33 NC State back in 2019. So that was a while ago. That was the very first year they started considering the net, right? So it's kind of new to everybody still. So I feel like they are as close to a lock as they can possibly be. Maybe even more so now than they were at this point in time last year. I mean, their resume overall is a little better now than what it was last year going into the Mountain West tournament. Maybe not record-wise, but if you look at some of the metrics, it suggests that this team is better. So we'll see how it goes in Las Vegas. I feel like Selection Sunday is going to be a day to celebrate in Boise, Idaho, and I'm going to be sprinting back to the airport on Saturday evening with the rest of the Boise crew.
Yes, we will
get on that Southwest flight. It's going to be absolute chaos, but we're going to make it work and get back late Saturday night so that we can get up on Sunday and go cover Selection Sunday and then figure out where the wind's going to blow us next week.
It would be a good problem for all involved, Jay, if we're rushing to catch a flight Saturday night at 8:25, because that means Boise State's playing in the championship game Saturday, and that is the goal. And my understanding is if Boise State wins on Thursday, they will be making plans for the team, whether it be with a charter or some alternative flights, to make sure that is not a problem on Sunday, getting the team back and missing the selection show. Because I do wonder, even if they don't win the tournament, if they might still try again with the watch party at the arena. Teams still do that even if you don't win your conference tournament. And I think if Boise State feels they've done enough, especially if they get to the finals or if they even get to the semifinals and play, Utah State or somebody, where I don't think that everybody would pretty much. I think you're talking. We don't think they can be left out, but I think if they get one win, it is 0% chance. If they get to the semifinals, they are 100% in. So maybe either way they'll try to plan. I haven't heard. Maybe you have any kind of watch party on Sunday, but I am told that there will be alternative transportation for the team, maybe a charter as a backup being set up just in case. So there is not any issues with the team coming back on Sunday. So should be fun. Jay will be down there tomorrow. Live hits all day, all the different newscasts. Hopefully tomorrow night at
Friday morning. Hopefully I'm back on with you and we're talking about a meaningful basketball game.
You know what? That would be a quick turnaround, but it's one that would be okay if it means. And we did, Jay, decide that we're going to do 10 o'clock Mountain Time for the shows the rest of the week. We'll go 9 o'clock in Vegas. So we will. I think we did that last year and it worked out pretty good. So we'll go tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and hopefully even Saturday. We'll go 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. In Vegas for the shows. And Jay will be back Friday. But Jay, we'll talk off air, but we'd love to see you tomorrow night if it works out. I know you got other stuff going on and it may not work out, but if it did, we'll have 30, 40, 50 rowdy BSU fans in the background of your shot tomorrow night if you want to make it work. But either way, we'll see you at some point. We'll see you over at the arena tomorrow for that UNLV Air Force game. You guys, again, will have full coverage, KTVB, all the different newscasts, live hits and stuff, and KTVB.com. And we'll have it covered at Bronco Nation News as well. So, Jay, appreciate it as always, man. Safe travels back and then to Vegas, and then we'll see you tomorrow.
Sounds good, buddy.
There he is, Jay Tust, sports director over at KTVB. They're doing a great job with all the high school tournaments and everything that finished up, and they'll be doing a great job in Vegas. Looking forward to I'm just excited for Jay that he doesn't have to drive 10 hours to Las Vegas this time. Awesome time that he gets to fly down there, and we'll see him in Vegas. We'll see you in Vegas. We'll see you tomorrow night, Circa Resort and Casino. Can't wait to get down there and see everybody, and we'll talk to you from Stadium Swim, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Mountain time tomorrow. The coverage continues from Las Vegas. We'll do that here coming up, but check BroncoNationNews.com, and we'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News, he's Jay Tust. I'm